Guys, when we look at both wild card games, the road team is the massive underdog. But in your guys' opinion, who's more likely to pull off the upset?
I think it's Minnesota. I think when you look at the veteran that Paul Molitor's sending to the mound in Irvin Santana, he's got postseason experience. He's had 8 postseason appearances, 2 starts. Now, hasn't had a postseason appearance since 2009, but he's just such a rusty veteran who keeps his composure on the mound. It's part of one of the real positive attributes he features. You know, he doesn't get too high or too low out there and keeps a nice even keel, something you're going to want on the road when you're a big underdog in a hectic, electric environment like Yankee Stadium for a playoff game. He's a 12-year veteran, and I think the fact that the Twins also getting Miguel Sano back in this lineup, I expect him to be Molitor's DH here. Escobar, who really has played a really good third base in the absence of Sano, I think Escobar will still start at the hot corner. Sano comes in at DH, and I think that could really, really affect this game. Sano is such a thumper. You add him to the Buxtons, who's really come on, the Doziers of this lineup, and they can be pesky. I think there's a reason the Yankees are favored, but if one of these underdogs are going to pull the upset, I think Irvin Santana, as the veteran having to deal with this tough situation, is more likely to do so on the road than John Gray, who's a young pitcher that really has no experience to pull from in this type of setting.
I just wonder about the health of Sano. He missed so much time towards the end of the season, had that stress reaction. Even when they tried to come back towards the end of the year, he wasn't real effective. So, you know, how much can he have an impact? I'll roll with the Rockies. I think this can be a statement for Gray because everybody is overlooking him, counting him out because he will be going up against a Zach Greinke. When you look at Gray, what he did against the Diamondbacks at Chase Field, he was actually 2-0 at Chase Field, 2.77 ERA.
That's a hitter's park, too. That's
no
impressive.
doubt. And Gray has absolutely owned Paul Goldschmidt. Lifetime Goldschmidt is 0 for 11. Has never got a hit off John Gray with 5 strikeouts, so he might be able to neutralize one of the top hitters for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And to me, we can count on those bats of the Rockies more so than the Minnesota Twins. Maybe they'll get some from Buxton and Eddie Rosario, but to me, I can count on Arenado a little bit more than the Twins guys. I can count on Blackman. I can count on Mark Reynolds. I feel like they'll be able to generate some type of offense against Zach Greinke. I think Gray can do his job, and then at the end of the day, you turn it over to Holland if you get that far, and he's been one of the best closers in the game. I feel like Gray can turn a lot of heads and have a solid pitching performance on this big stage, and the Rockies would be able to pull off this upset. It's an upset, no doubt, but I feel like they are equipped to do so.
It's a crazy stat about Paul Goldschmidt because when you look at that Diamondbacks team, that's the guy you're scared of. And if he can neutralize him, I mean, definitely have a chance there.
That will go a long way towards the Rockies getting a victory.